Hey everybody, welcome to another session of Senior Jail. I'm trying to be spiritual, but so I move around my house. I know y'all are getting tired of seeing these bookcases behind me, but I moved around to my house. This reminds me of yesterday. It was a beautiful day, so we had the windows open, so I get all set up so I can just pop in here when it's time. And we had the windows up, and then the neighbor started having sex. And boy, was she loud. And I thought, well, I can't very well have that in the background. Y'all won't be paying attention to me, and I have such great wisdom. Anyway, so I had to move. And then today, got all set up, and my neighbor decides he is going to play some bad music, or he does think he's a musician, so he plays that. So I had to move again. So, it was quieter when we were first in lockdown. And now that people can begin to move about, they're getting a little antsy and tired of the different locations of their homes. Anyway, so today I wanted to tell people what this thing was. I have it usually back here, and people have asked me, it's not a dead body or a dead animal. It is a smudging wand that I use when I either use sage to clear a space, or sometimes I'll use sweetgrass. I like that smell a lot. So anyway, that's what this is. So I haven't captured one of my cats and gotten rid of it. Now there's my sister Susan watching. There's Josie. Hey, Josie. So I want to talk today about taking action, but not getting in the way of your spiritual experience. Or, so much of it just boils down to that serenity prayer that was written so many years ago. And it's so true. Do what you can and leave the rest, to call it what you want: God, fate, the universe, wisdom. But I was laughing with a friend today, and I was talking about being new in sobriety, and I was just radioactive. There was no way I could sit still. So some of the stuff that we tell clients to do today, I couldn't do. Yoga? No, I couldn't do yoga. I wouldn't be still enough. I couldn't, gymnastics maybe, spinning cartwheels. You did that since I was 2. But as for yoga, I'd come out with a backache and need to go to the chiropractor. Meditation, this is what I did for meditation. Okay. And I watch the second hand of the clock. And I think, okay, I'm going to freeze. And watch the second hand. And I was successful for about 15 seconds. And today I can sink into meditation and be gone. But I certainly couldn't do that at the beginning. And what helped me at that beginning was learning that there was such a thing called Vipassana meditation, where you walk and you say a metta, or a metta means loving kindness. And I could do that as long as I could wiggle or move. And because I couldn't do both of them, I felt like there was something wrong. I wasn't doing it right, it aggravated that. And then another one was vision boards. Well, my vision board looked like some message from a serial killer or somebody that I was holding somebody I loved hostage. It looked all cut out from newspapers and magazines. And somehow I was supposed to slap that stuff on a board, and then all of it was supposed to manifest. Didn't happen. And so I came away with shame and thought, well, I'm not doing it right again. Tonight is a manifesting moon. The moon goes into Scorpio. And so I'm sure all over the world, people are going to be trying to manifest things right and left. And I'm not saying that's bad. And I'm not saying you can't bring things into visibility or create them. We certainly can. We certainly create enough hideous things in our lives. But think about a time when something wonderful happened that was totally unexpected. something absolutely wonderful that was totally unexpected. And if you had been able to do it and cause it to be manifest, you would have cheated yourself out of it. Let me say that again. Think of something that happened that was totally out of your whole concept, and it was fabulous. See, if you had been able to be the co-creator only, you would have cheated yourself out of that. So yes, we are supposed to take steps and do things, but at the same time, it's not about the doing, it's about the intention and the feeling behind it. And always what I say at the end is, if what I'm wanting is not in my highest good and everyone else's, then give me what is mine by divine right. See, you don't, when we create, how am I going to say this? When we create what we want to happen, we may be cheating ourselves out of a much more wonderful blessing. So it's like, this is what I would love to be able to attain, be given, whatever the verb is for you. But I surrender all of that to a higher wisdom, if it's meant to be for me and in everybody else's highest good. So surrender to the wisdom, the higher wisdom. You know, as children, we get so excited when we get something new. And then there comes a time when we flip, and it's kind of like, oh, well, this is okay, but I really wanted so-and-so. Leave yourself open to the divine providence, to divine mystery, to that serendipitous synchronicity. Well, that's a mouthful. Those special things that happen that are not on your radar. And know that that was a gift. It's called grace in some circles. So I like to think of, if something doesn't fit for me, today I don't beat myself up if I'm not manifesting like my neighbor is. Because what I do know is I surrender to this higher providence that has a universal wisdom. Somehow I'm taken care of. And when I can let go of running the show, now do not misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying sit on your couch and watch Netflix and expect that somehow divine wisdom or God or the universe or your neighbor is going to come pay the electric bill. No, there are things we have to do. But when we get so busy, all right, let me talk about me. When I got so busy trying to make these things happen or do these things, create the perfect vision board, create and use the perfect affirmation, create and do the perfect meditation, and it didn't come off, then I was disappointed. So whatever is mine by divine right reaches me in the most perfect way and the most perfect timing. And yes, I accept everything by divine providence and grace. I look forward to the miracles. When I was studying A Course in Miracles, which is a wonderful study, back when we could assemble in groups, we hear the phrase, expect a miracle. Well, A Course in Miracles said, there's nothing unusual about miracles. They're happening every day. Just look for them. Or as one of my mentors used to always say, the universe is always broadcasting. Are you listening? Or are you too busy trying to make it all work the way you want it to, that you miss the gifts along the way? I hope you're having a good day. I am. And tomorrow, don't forget, Women Who Rise, which is the co-authored book that I am a part of. There are 30 of us that have written this book called Women Who Rise, telling the reader about challenges we face. That is available tomorrow on Amazon. And you'll see me a lot tomorrow promoting that book. So have a good evening, and I love you. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. That's one of your gifts. Bye. Have a good night.